Well, sixth grade, this is part two now. Mrs. Jones called me, and so they cut off the video as I was doing it. And so, part one, you'll need to watch that part first, but I've already started on the green area here, which you can see sort of matches well with that. I could probably do, and just use a little bit less shading, or less, what do you call it, medium, more of a medium as I'm doing parts of this. Now notice what I'm doing. I'm not coloring in the parts that are lighter first. I'm doing the darker parts, and here's the reason why. If I accidentally overlap, like I just did, then I have the opportunity then to fix it later, I guess you could say, with the color that I'm putting on top of it. And so that's what I'm hoping to be able to do. Some of this is some darker area. I'm going to shade it in lightly first. And then I'm looking for opportunity to maybe use a little bit of a green that's a little bit close but not quite, a little bit lighter. And so maybe this one will work. That one will work well, especially in an area like here where I need to be lighter. So the idea and what really your grade for this one is going to come more than anything from the fact that you're making your shading look nice, that you're using good colors. Doesn't have to be exact because there are a lot of colors here to do. And as I said, when you use, in fact, let me give you a good example of something I was talking about. Not as far as grading so much. This isn't really the best green for that. Let's see it. Oh, that one's. Let me sharpen this, see if this comes out nicely. And so, yeah, that one's a little bit more of that brighter green that I'm looking for, and so I'm going to use that. And so the idea of where it's all these shaded areas and dark areas, the whole idea is that when you shade it in, when you get to those darker areas, it's going to be dark automatically because there's more of the woodcut ink that you're coloring around. But you want to be careful. I don't want to color his fingers green. Okay, this guy didn't have green fingers, and so we need to make sure that you are using the right color. But you see how it gets darker here automatically just because of the shaded, and so and this is this area right here, and so it's a little bit darker. Especially on this side, because that's where they've got the shade of that rock is there. And I'm going to add to the bottom here because I like this color a little bit better. It's a little bit more of a brighter green. Makes the grass look greener. Grass is always greener on the other side, isn't it? Alright. And so I'll do this, and you can see it's going to be lighter in the areas where there's not as much ink, and darker in the other areas. And so alright, so let me show you something then on his, I was talking about the shading, on his robe that he's wearing. And I'm trying to find a good color. That looks like just the right color. Alright, so I'm going to start here. But as I am doing this, the areas that are darker, of course, are going to be darker areas of the purple, and so it's important to make sure that you're shading on those dark areas, because then that grabs that color and darkens it. If you leave it, it's only going to be like a brown or blackish type of shading. I could have used a brighter one actually. So let's see if we can find something a little brighter here. It's probably not the right color. Before you start this, my suggestion to you is make sure you find your colors first. I mean, you can always go back. I mean, obviously you don't have to sit there and do a video of it. I do, and so doing that video. Let's see if this is a little bit. No, that's a little bit too dark. Let's see, this one. That's a little bit better. So you see how I am coloring right on top of it. That darkens that color automatically. All right. Whereas where it's not darkened, it's just more of a